Hello, thank you for tuning into this week's section of reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. This should be on the YouTube channel, James13 Wicca. I will be putting the dice and the decks I'm using below. Other than that, if you'd like a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below, same email. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the reading you chose. Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Capricorn? There's a delay. Already there's a delay. That's okay, right? I don't think that's a bad thing. Like there's a delay. I don't think that's a bad thing. Is there a question whether it's a bad thing? If it doesn't screw things up, yeah, it's fine. That's what I got. Okay. Yeah, if it doesn't screw things up, yeah, it's fine. Not to ruin the story, but we're trying to get to the Ace of Pentacles. Are we going to get there? Don't be playing with me now, y'all. Don't be playing with me now. It's going to take a little bit of work. You have the possibility for the Ace of Pentacles. It's going to take a bit of work. I don't think of Capricorn as being afraid of work. I don't. But, yeah, no, okay, it's a very loud reading, I swear to you. Because this came right in. If it's going to work out the way I need it to, if it works out the way it's supposed to, if it makes sense and it's going to go where it's meant to go, yeah, we'll do it. Capricorn will never show up just to like, maybe, that's not Capricorn. At least that's not the Capricorn energy I know. Capricorn's kind of like, oh, it's going to work one way or another. That's how I understand Capricorn. Got a lot of Capricorns in my family. When they show up, it will work out one way or another. One way, the way it was supposed to, or another. And Capricorn will make sure Capricorn will get what Capricorn came for. There's a lot of energy with this, but it's kind of like, how do I explain this? It's not really aggressive, but it's kind of like, I'm not kidding. If that makes sense. It's kind of like, it's not aggressive, but it's like, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. I think that's also there. Is there stress in this situation? Well, something is kind of lagging. I keep getting that. And you're here because you were this started with Ace of Cups. The reason you're here is you were very happy to be a part of it when you first came into it. Could be a job thing, could be a relationship thing, could be a family thing, whatever it is for you. When you became a part of it, you were happy to have it. You were happy to have it if this reading is going to hit. The current energy, because it's lagging, still has success, but there is some added stress. And again, I don't feel aggressive, but I also get like, I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing. I will get what I came here for. Whether it's done the right way or you make me do what I need to do. Whatever that means. Capricorn doesn't play with that type of thing. They show up for a reason, and that reason will be adhered to, if at all possible. And if it's not possible, that's not going to be a very nice day for other people, because Capricorn does not have any patience for that, in my opinion. In my opinion. Says my phone alarm, if you heard that. There's another room. The energy is not bad. It is lagging, but something is reforming here. There's information you need to know to get the Ace of Pentacles later that you're actually possibly really going to want. I know it's an Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles is Earth. I also know that just because it's offered doesn't mean you're going to take it. Just because it's offered doesn't mean that you're actually going to want it. But it's Earth energy, so it's more than likely something you're going to want. The lag is, there's healing here. There's solidifying what really you can depend on. Now, when I say that, maybe like certain people are just who they are. You can depend on them to be a certain way. Depend on them to do what they're supposed to do, that's its own thing. But kind of like seeing them for who they really are and how reliable they are, but you can like see them for who they really are. There's a lot of answers coming in at this time that I do feel like you do want these answers. I'm not saying you're enjoying these answers, but these are things you need to keep going where you need to go. I think that makes sense. Like, you need the answers. You can't do anything without the truth and what things really are. Seeing it for what it really is, kind of like, that's not what that looked like before. Or seeing how things have developed and maybe changed. You know, stuff like that. There's good here. There's a lot of good. I just had this card for Virgo, I want to say. It's the Five of Cups. You'll notice 3 are down, but 3 are up, or 2 are up. 2 are up. If you're reading it as just the Two of Cups, it wouldn't be like that. This would be a very positive card. The point is, while the answers are coming in, to make sure you see your value and claim your value. You're clearly going to see the negative. You're not going to walk away from the negative. You're not going to negate out the negative, or you're not going to ignore the negative. It's just not going to happen. Capricorn's just not going to do that, at least the Capricorn energy that I'm familiar with. But it's like, highlight the good stuff. Make sure you don't lose out on the good stuff. You know, bringing in as much of that good stuff as you can. You're not going to forget this. I just don't see that happening. As these answers come in, what that you can depend on actually does work for you. I'm thinking of one Capricorn all of a sudden. Things don't work out well for them. But the reason that they don't is they try to manipulate and force things where they're not naturally going to go. And for some reason, they just don't seem to learn their lesson on that. I don't know why. But that could be an example of this card where this could go against you. If you're kind of going to go the direction of like, I don't like that, that's not how this was supposed to go, and I'm not going to allow that, so I'm going to keep pushing it where it should have been. I'm going to try to keep pushing it where it should have been. That's not going to go well for you. This is more of a, yeah, there's some things here that aren't the greatest, but it's more of like adapt in a way that actually you can depend on. If you can adapt to the direction you can depend on, you can get that Ace of Pentacles later. If you try to kind of go the direction of like, no, that's not how this was supposed to go, that is not correct. Even though you're right, you can be right all day, all night. Trying to get it to go, trying to force it somewhere where it's not naturally going to go at this point is going to cause you loss. Reevaluating and saying, all right, these couple things are going to go. I know where they're going to go. These are correct. These 3 are not, but these 2 are. And highlighting and reinforcing those and dealing with this as you need to. I would be careful spending too much energy trying to flip these cups up, because I keep getting it showing me like people having wine on a beach. Yeah, they got knocked over, so we already lost the wine that was in there, so let's put them back upright, and then I see people trying to refill them, and then there's sand in the cup, or it gets knocked over again. It's going to be a lot of wasted effort. You're going to have problems. Do what you got to feel. Do it the way you got to do it, but this is supposed to be an empowering reading. And it's kind of like, if you highlight what's actually going the right direction and address the negative and just kind of go, all right, well, that already failed once or is failing. Instead of trying to fix something that's failing and is just going to drag your energy down, hold on to what's right and keep moving forward with that the best you can. There's energy here that could get very heavy, and it can be very heavy. It's 4 of Cups. In this reading, I don't know if they're the source of the problem or if they're letting the problem overwhelm themselves. I feel like I got to be careful and I got to keep moving in the direction I need to go. I kind of feel like the only thing you can do that's going to actually be successful is continuing in the direction that's going to work for you. And as you keep moving forward, I feel like this energy is going to understand. It's either they keep up with where you're going and they just try to make it work, or they get left behind. They could drag your energy down a little bit. Because I feel like it might, I don't know, I feel like something there isn't right. I know that. But I don't know if that's the source of the problem. Do it the way you need to do it. Do self-sufficiently what you need to do. Keep moving where you need to go. Of these 5 cups, 2 of them are still holding liquid. Let's move those forward. Let's not lose all 5 of them. Let's at least hold on to the 2 that still have something in them. Are you going to like that you lost 3? Obviously not. Is that acceptable? Obviously not. But we don't want to end up losing all 5. We don't have to lose all 5. Let's keep the 2 that we still have and move forward with the 2 that we still have. That energy could propel you forward. To get to the Ace of Pentacles, it's not accepting the failure. You will definitely address it. I have no doubt in that. I feel like the reason I'm addressing that you're going to do that is just so you don't think I'm completely nuts. Kind of like, do you even know Capricorn? Yeah, I know you're going to address it. Don't let it hold you down. Don't let it run the show, but you're definitely going to address it one way or another. Let go of what didn't work. At some point, I feel like to a point you can let that go. To a point. I know. I also feel like once I let go to a point, what didn't work, it doesn't mean you have to just go, well, there's 2 cups and I got to center on those 2 cups and I got to keep working with those 2 cups. You could, you don't have to. Another option here is kind of like, all right, we were on the beach, lost 3 cups, still got the 2. But now, what I want to do still requires 5 cups. Maybe I can't have those 3 that were here, but where else can I get 3 more cups? In fact, maybe I want 4. Maybe 5 was okay because that's what it was offered, but actually I would prefer a total of 6 cups. That would be better for me. Take the lead and start going in the direction of getting it from somewhere else. We don't want to go backwards and reclaim something that was already lost. We want to go forward and replace things that were broken with better things. Did I say that right? I think I did. Okay. This is you creating what you want. This is you kind of like, no, I don't like that. No, that's not okay. But I'm not going to spend the next 3-4 months trying to recreate or salvage something that already is lost. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the next 2 weeks instead of the next 2 months. I'm going to use 2 weeks to gain this stuff and get it somewhere else. And then I'm going to secure it. And I'm going to make sure it's safe. And I'm going to make sure people can't wreck things on me. That's what I'm going to do. Bam. Bam. I don't know. I'm thinking of another Capricorn I know. That's how they would say it to me. So, I don't know. If it seems a little pointed, I'm sorry. Okay. You will not forget what didn't work out. You will not. But you will be able to move on from it. It will be point of reference, not a point of, not anchoring you there, but like a point of reference. Like, oh yeah, I remember that, and that's not going to happen again. Versus kind of like, ugh, that. Like, if it was holding you back and there would be this constant need to go back and change it. There would be this constant reliving of it, constant going through it, of the sense of like, that should have been mine. If I had that, this would be happening this way now. Those type of things are going to be holding you back in the past. It's more of like, for reference, like, that was wrong. that was wrong and it happened because this happened that way or this happened that way, and addressing it, but not holding yourself there. Kind of like, all right, in my next chapter, when I go forward, I'm going to watch out for those pitfalls because I'm not interested in repeating those pitfalls. I'm not looking to go back and turn back time and rewrite the story because that's unrealistic. That's actually a fantasy. So I'm not going to hold myself there and keep living that and keep, what if this had gone, if this had this, if. No, it's not going to work. It's more of like a self-audit. I'm recognizing it. I understand to a point where this was vulnerable and how that happened that way. I'm not looking to repeat that. So you're not living back there, you're referencing back there. You have the ability to move on in that sense. That's the realistic way of moving on from it. You're not going to forget. As you create your next leg of your journey, as you're going to your next chapter, it's going to play on you a little bit. I hope I said it right, because I feel like I went through the whole thing already about reference, not replaying. Like, I know people who do this, and I don't think they're Capricorns, but I know people who do this. I should have this now. If that played out right, I should have this. And they keep going through the story, and like every so often they'll replay it. No, I should have this now, because if that worked out right, this is what I should have now. And they keep replaying it. That causes emotional damage, in my opinion. I'm not a professional or a medical or a therapist, anything like that. Talk with one, see what they say. But like, if you keep going back to like, if this had worked out the way it was supposed to, this is what I would have now. This is what I would have now. That's a very holding down energy. If you every now and then look back and kind of like, that happened, these were the pitfalls, I am more centered on like remembering that this was why, or this was the vulnerable part, so that when I progress in my story, I'm just keeping an eye out for what happened before that I don't want to happen again, to try to safeguard as best I can to not repeat those things. I don't know why do I have to keep saying that? I don't understand what's going on here. Because it's kind of like realizing, don't hold yourself in the past. You want to learn from it, not hold yourself back there. Hopefully I'm saying it the right way. Because you have the Two of Cups wants to come in, what is this? With career? Career doesn't have to be literally a career, but it's usually something where you're building a value. It could be like developing a connection with somebody that does feel like I'm building something, I'm adding to it, I'm learning from it, it's creating more value as we go. It could be business opportunity, it could. I also have the Ace of Pentacles, which I've been talking about the whole time. This is meant to bring you to the place where how this energy, how the Capricorn energy is supposed to serve you and enrich your life. There is I don't care what sign it is, there's the energy that it is, and it can go good or it can go not so good. Every sign, it's just, there's a base energy, and you can take it to a place that serves you, or you can take it to a place that doesn't serve you. Every sign, it doesn't matter which one. This one is kind of like, if you keep replaying the past and you keep going, this is where I should have been, this is where I should have been. If this had worked out the way it was supposed to be, this is what I'd have now. That's a kind of bringing you down. If you're looking at it kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to forget that, and I can't forget that, but the reason I'm referencing it is because life keeps coming around with cycles, things repeat. When this comes around again, I will not be repeating that choice. I will be doing a different choice, because even though it should have done this, it should have been that, it clearly wasn't. So I have to make different decisions, and I have to think it out a different way to get the actual result I need versus the result I actually got handed last time. I think we're good. That will bring you to a better outcome. That will bring you to the Ace of Pentacles you want. That will give you what you need from the situation. I'm going to shut that down there. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.